Jalen sucks. Jalen Hurts not very good in OTAs. Just flicking the ball around playing. He's not good playing catch. This guy can't even play catch. He can't play catch. What kind of NFL quarterback can't play catch? No O-line. Just throwing the ball. John McMullen said it's ugly. He can't play catch. He's going to find wide receivers. Holy crap. He can't play catch. Jalen Wishbone Hurts can't play catch. Holy Madon, man. Hey, Devontae, this is coming to you. Why can't he get it to him? He can't play catch. Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, man. He can't play catch. What is wrong with Wishbone? Come on, Wishbone. Dude, this guy's everything I know he is. He ain't it. You can't even play catch with your buddies at the beach. How scared is Nick? Hey, Senor, this is a great point. Hey, okay, look, we're effing around here a little bit. But I guarantee, hey, that's a great take. Xander, look at Senor. Can you imagine Nick watching this guy throwing grounders? Like he's getting ready with a fungo bat, and you're watching the quarterback throw like 20-footers, and they're hitting the dirt before the receivers, and you're Nick Sirianni going, my job's based on this? Ugh. Every time that guy throws an interception or he throws an incomplete pass, Nick goes, yeah, I'm going to pray to God, man. It's Xander's fault. Look at that. See that? Xander is just giving me facts, and Steve doesn't like it because John McMullen is not big sales. John's a reporter, whatever that means. And he said he sucked. God, if John McMullen said he sucked, it must look awful. Hey, you realize that, right? If John said it sucked, it must have looked atrocious. Playing catch. Wishbone can't play catch. With A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert and Barkley, he can't play catch. Oh, my God. This is too funny. This is comical. And someone go, it's May 30th. You're 3 months out from camp. Or no, from the game. From the game. And your quarterback can't play catch. He's just not that good, man. He's a decent quarterback. He's a better version of Tyrod Taylor. That's who I say he is. Jalen Wishbone can't play catch. Hurts. Oh, my God, man. Hey, hang on here. You know what's going to happen now. Okay, Robert Lang's going to call. Racist! Something. I don't know. Make something up. Be like I'm in a New York District Attorney's courtroom. They'll make something up. Yeah, whatever. Sileo's guilty! Why? Because he couldn't play catch? Hey, Flexin, the channel won't grow that way. I'm having no problem. None. Zero. Goose sake. Like the amount of completions your boy had. So here's what this guy wants. Jalen had a great OTAs. What a character guy. Unbelievable. Sensational. He's going to have a bounce back year. Shit, I sound like Rob Ellis. Ain't nobody talking about you, Sills. I know, honey. Keep telling yourself that, sweet baby. We talking about something completely different. Chill. It's all right, Mac. If he was playing great, Sills would say, keep your panties on. He's just in helmets and shorts. Right. I would. Yes. Yes. Joshua, put that up there. Dander, first before flexing goes, I'm talking to, I got you, dipshit. I'll take the dipshit on that one. Okay. 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 You got me flexing. Okay. If he was playing great, Sills would say, keep your panties on. It's just helmets and shorts. Correct. But when you suck at it, it's not set up for failure. If you're failing at this, all three quarterbacks look terrible. So wait, the most important position on your football field. Hey, our team's only going to go the way of the quarterback. That's what Xander said, the offense. I don't care who you have running the ball. I don't care who you have at Y and Z. I don't care who your O-line is. If your QB stinks, it ain't going anywhere. Holy cow. How about that dual threat? Where's the dual threat? Can't play catch. Flex got me. Okay, Flex, you got me, you sorry ass. Guys, please hit the like button. We're trying to get to 200 today. Yes, sir. So what do you guys make of it? Watch this. Big deal, no deal. Big deal, no deal. Hurts sucking it up. Love you too, Flexin. I do. By the way, Flexin, you could take that to the bank. Because I don't say that to anybody. You're here, you support me, you support us. Nothing with a little shit talking. Look at Senor, man. This guy's had a couple margaritas himself. A big effing deal. Jalen sucks at OTAs. Big deal. 3 more years of Hurts. There you go. Hey, Barb. You ever been in a marriage where you kind of got to stay in it for a little bit? You know? She shows up and you look at her and you go, yeah, I don't know. Or you look at him, Barb, and you go like this, Barb. I hate this guy. Hey, I hate this guy. You know, I don't know. You look at her and you're like, yeah, man, I don't know. This is, you know. So that's why it's good to be a guy like Xander, man. He's all good. You don't have to worry about any of that shit. We're not worried too much. And if he sucked, then shit, he sucks. Trade him. Trade him? Mac, what do you mean trade Jalen Hurts? The golden child of Philly? You know what's going to happen if that guy does suck this year. You want to see, hey, you know the coolest thing about, hey, let me ask you something. How'd you guys treat Ben Simmons when he first got here? Wasn't he like the rookie of the year or some shit? Did Ben win rookie of the year when he was in Philly? Am I wrong when I say that? I know he had like a redshirt year. He got hurt when he was at LSU his final year. Did Ben Simmons, did he win rookie of the year that year? And somehow he got like a super max deal because he was on one of those all defensive teams or some shit like that. Is that how that worked? Where he got that, we got that big number? Flexen, was he rookie of the, was Ben Simmons rookie of the year Well, I'll tell you what, dog. When he didn't want to take that shot in that playoff game, they went just like this. They went all in. And if this guy shits the bed, here's the thing that I've learned about you guys in Philly. You are going to support this guy come hell or high water. But if he starts showing out and not playing well, I wouldn't want to be a quarterback or a coach or anybody in Philadelphia sports, because that's where it does get ugly. Because you know why? They feel betrayed that they gave their loyalty to you. You know why you hate Wentz so much? It's not because Wentz sucked. You hate Wentz because he betrayed your loyalty. That's deeper. Hey, guy plays bad. He's not as good. Okay, we see that in sports a lot. But in certain cities, they get offended. You guys get offended when guys don't come through. You get offended. We hate Wentz because he was soft. You weren't saying that, Mac, in 17. You weren't saying that then. You said it after Seattle. That's when you said it. You said it after Seattle. Not 17 or 18. You said it after the Seattle playoff game. Shit, I would make a point to you that Carson Wentz was probably one of the most beloved athletes in Philadelphia sports history for one respected time in 2017. City was probably falling over themselves with that guy. I thought he was Brett Favre the way he played. I did. I thought he was Brett Favre. I thought he was the closest thing I saw to Brett Favre. Kellen Moore, Jalen, can you tell me what the defense is in pre-snap? Jalen, no, coach. Oh, shit. Oh, my God. No, coach. Look at DFW, man. Hey, dog, I gotta come to their aid here a little bit. Here's Dak Prescott in a playoff game. What is happening? What the Packers are doing? What are they doing? Holy shit. How come I can't find anybody open? Oh, my God, what's happened? How come I'm sweating in there? My hands have sweat on them. How come? Wait a minute. Did I just pee my pants? I mean, wait a minute. I'm Dak Prescott, the starting quarterback of the Packers, or the starting quarterback of the Cowboys. Why am I peeing my pants and my hands are sweating? And I can't see. Thank you, DFW. I'm kidding you, man. By the way, DFW, just for shits and giggles here, you must be over on the Fort Worth side, on the other side of the airport over there. Do you go up to the stockyards? Hey, DFW, one of the coolest things of all time for me when I went to Arlington and then I went to Fort Worth, and he'll know this if he's hung around the Fort Worth area. So they got a courthouse up there. I get this. Hey, guys, most of you guys and gals are from the same place I'm from, the East Coast, and I never saw any of this shit before. You see, well, my wife's kind of a redneck because she's from Dallas. Okay, I met her in Dallas. And, hey, DFW, you're going to like this. So she takes me to a courthouse, and we're just going by, driving around Fort Worth. We used to like driving around. Really cool city. Stockyards are great. Okay? So when you go to the courthouse, they got a cemetery like right out front of the courthouse where they hung dudes, and where dudes were, here lies 6-gun shooter. His demise was 1846 at the hands of Billy Job Bone James. And you got another guy laying over here called Six Fingers Simmons. This guy was hung for cattle wrestling. For cattle wrestling. I'm like, wait a minute. So what is this? And she's like, yeah. I go, there's actual people buried there. She goes, yeah. You got a graveyard where people that were hung, like back in the day in Fort Worth, and also that were shot, and they bury these guys in there. It's right up front of the courthouse. I'm like, okay. Hey, man, I'm from New England, man. I'm from the Northeast. I don't know. Yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, okay, sure, I guess. Yeah, Sills is right. Fort Worth doesn't play. Oh, my God. Dude, it's funny as shit, man. All right, you know what we're going to do here? Folks, tell me who the second team up is for the Eagles on the docket in 2024. This year, who's the second team that the Eagles will play after the Packers Friday in Brazil? Who's the second team that they will play? Please hit the like button, guys. We're trying to get to 200 likes here by the end of the program here. That's right. Thank you, Greg. You, play the Atlanta Falcons. How many people believe that the Atlanta Falcons are going to be a good football team this year? How many people believe they're going to be good? I actually think they're going to be good because for numerous reasons. I think their schedule sucks. Yeah, that's right. It's a primetime game. It's Monday night. It surely is. It's Monday night. Kind of a short. So is that right? You guys play Friday. They got to turn around and fly and then play on a Monday? Oh, wait. So you're playing Friday, but you get that Saturday because you're going to travel, though. And you flip it around and you play. That's not too awful. Weak division. Dak is a choke bag in the playoffs, which is why I'm fine with moving on from him. And this is coming from a diehard Cowboy fan. Hey, DFW, would you be okay with Shedeur Sanders quarterbacking your team next year? Falcons are bad? Let's take a look at that, Barb. I think the offseason has been pretty good, actually, for the Falcons. And adding Cousins, in my opinion, he's the best quarterback that Atlanta's had since Matt Ryan has been in the building there. Falcons had a winning record a year ago versus playoff teams in 2023. It's 6 years under 500, though, when it comes to win-loss record. I think they could be an 11-6 team with this schedule. That doesn't mean, get this, the Eagles could be 11-6, but they'll be a better team because they play better players on their and people on their schedule. Just your record doesn't indicate who you are. How far you go in the postseason does. That's the difference between the NFL and college. The regular season doesn't really matter that much, except for this. The regular season in college football matters because it gets you into the playoffs. And it gets you into the Final Four. The NFL, that doesn't dictate that. You could have the best record in the AFC or NFC. That's not a guarantee you're going to play for the championship. Think about that. College football is rigged. It's totally rigged. Because you could have two 12-0 teams like Georgia and FSU, or two great teams. Shit, you could be undefeated. Think about Georgia last year. I never even thought about it until right now. Think of Georgia and FSU. So Georgia lost. Xander, am I right? Georgia lost in the SEC title game to Alabama by 3 points. And they had won 2 back-to-back national titles. And they were ignored from going to the Final Four over 3 points in an SEC title game. And they had fatigue in that room because they didn't want to see Georgia go for a third time. There's no other reason. I say Georgia beats Michigan. You're not going to beat Alabama and Georgia in consecutive games. You're not. Alabama took them to overtime. You're not doing that, Georgia, too. They helped Michigan. Washington was nowhere in the room with Georgia. Then you had Florida State that was undefeated. So you had an undefeated FSU team, and you had a one-loss Georgia team to Alabama by 3 points in an SEC title game, and they couldn't go. Why? Well, the committee picked 4 other teams or 2 other teams. That's not how it is in the NFL. You can win 13 games. You can win 10 games. Hey, didn't the Chiefs have as many wins last year as the Eagles? Didn't they have 11? Florida State should have never been there. They weren't there. They didn't make it. They got crushed by Georgia in the, I believe, the Orange Bowl. Georgia put 60 on them. So Georgia put 60 on them, lost to Alabama by 3, and they didn't go. Oh, but that's my point. Georgia was the second best team in the country last year. Maybe the first best team. I think Georgia got jobbed out of being national champs. You lose to Alabama by 3 in an SEC title game? Okay. And? Right. You get crushed by Georgia by 60? Come on, man. That's right, Reggie. The year that the Giants beat the Patriots, the undefeated Patriots that year, they had them won like 9 or 10 games that year. I mean, regular season doesn't mean shit except for home field and winning the division. It matters in seeding. Not saying it's the right move, but don't be surprised if the Cowboys make Trey Lance a starter in 25. McCarthy's been working with him in the past year like he did with Rodgers. Supposedly, too, DFW. They really love what they're seeing with Trey Lance. And supposedly, that's exactly what I'm hearing, too, also from Steven, is that Trey Lance is showing signs of being some of the things that they thought when he went to San Francisco in the draft. And they're making comments now that this guy looks like he's understanding the game more. I'll tell you this to Mike McCarthy and to DFW. Let me say this. Hold on, Mark. Trey Lance is a bust. All bullshit. Well, Baker Mayfield, is he a bust? That's right. Trey Lance looks better than Wishbone Hurts in OTAs. Oh, I see. Trey Lance is looking good in OTAs. It's set up. Even Trey Lance is looking good. A bust. And your guy, Wishbone Hurts, is sucking ass in OTAs. Oh, okay. Wishbone Hurts. Come on, man. This thing's set up for you. The Falcons upgraded quarterback, Michael Penix and Cousins, yes. Did they improve the pass rush? A little. A.J. Terrell, I think, is a really good corner they got. Now, do they have help for him on CB2? Wide receiver, Drake London. I like him. They drafted that kid, Casey Washington. But are they better than Tampa? God, they got good offensive linemen in Tampa, especially at the tackle positions. Mayfield, another year in the system. Tampa's got to run the ball. Tampa's defense is going to be better with KJ Britt. Say it with me. KJ Britt will be one of the top 5 linebackers KJ Britt, the guy who took Tevin White's job. Is there an OTA Super Bowl? No. So who cares? That's right, Matt. Keep up the good spirit that your quarterback can't play catch. Here's Jalen's passing style. Like a shot put. Isn't that fluid? Just get. Oh, man. Oh, Maran, man. Brady sucked a few times. Yeah, Tom Brady sucking a few times at OTAs. I'm not quite worried about that. That's 7 reasons why. Hey, Brian. Quarterback can't play catch. I can't wait for all the excuses when Josh Allen fails. You mean like your boy did last year? Everyone, ESPN and other outlets will come to his defense. No, they won't, because you don't have to worry about it, Taylor. He ain't getting better. I don't care if you bring in North Turner. It ain't happening. Oh, I'm going to be so right. Hey, I am going to be so right on this that I may actually be upset about it. I'm going to be so right about this. I already know I am. It's a shame nobody can admit Jalen has faults. Watch for 4 years. Jalen has issues in the pocket. Troy, if they gave him more time, Troy, and if they just played him what he is, they would be all right. They're doing so much overcoaching right now. I think they're overcoaching him. And what Xander told me, so all the quarterbacks are struggling. They're overcoaching even the second and third team guys. This is so obvious. They haven't learned from their fuck-ups last year. This is so evident. Just let the guy be who he is, man. Go back to 22. Dude, you go back to 22, you'll shut my face up for sure. You're overcoat. Dude, you know the first sign is? You know what the first sign is? All the quarterbacks are struggling. I wouldn't get worked up over it. Let's see him play in September. So wait a minute. Your installments, Yale, you're installing the offense now that you're going to run in September. You validate all the things that you prepared for the season in September. You don't wait and see how he plays. He has to know the offense. Wait a minute. Yeah, he's been there since February. It's March. And yet you think another 3 months he's going to fix Jalen's problems. Because he fixed Dax and Dallas. Kellen doesn't know how to adjust his offense to quarterback skill set. Holy cow, DFW. I said it. I think they got the wrong coordinator now. I don't think he's a bad coordinator. I think he's a good coordinator in some aspects. But what's a drop back guy doing with an RPO guy, trying to make him a drop back guy? This isn't high school. You either have that skill set or you don't. You don't become a great pocket passer. You either are or you're not. There's a reason he didn't go in the first round. That's the exact reason. I understand what you're saying. bust of Jalen. Best attribute is running. It's not him improving in the pocket. His running, Troy, improves his passing game and helps him and gives him time. I agree, RTF. I think Kingsbury would have been the guy. You see, Troy, his running ability in 2022 allowed the passing and his passing game to evolve. And it's given the Eagle front office fool's gold because they took the most important thing, like they did Carson Wentz, away, his mobility. They took Wentz's mobility away, and they took Hurts's mobility away. Those two quarterbacks rely on it. And that's why Carson Wentz disaster, mentally also not there, it fell off the planet. If they could run what they did at Oklahoma, he'll be good. Lincoln Riley did a variety of things. He did. More versatile, and it was a more versatile RPO type offense. Agreed. Now, a lot of the things you saw Caleb Williams do last year are not going to translate into the NFL. I think he is going to struggle with some of the improvisation that he had at SC. Remember something too, Forrest, the more you improv when you're in college, you can't do that in the NFL unless you're a moving quarterback. Think about this for a second. Actually, Taylor goes, Josh Allen attributes on losing key games. He's got more wins than Jalen. He's got a higher win percentage than Jalen. Plays against better people than Jalen. What are you talking about? This guy's won almost 70% of his ball games. Not Hurts. That's a misnomer. I mean, what helped him in 22 become a better passer? The threat of Xander said something when he was on at 3:30 with us. You know what he said? He goes, how many times were they in 3rd and long last year? That's because they relied on the pass more than the run. How many times? Ask yourself this one too, Forrest. Hey, Forrest, ask yourself this. Do you remember 22? Were the Eagles ever in 3rd and long, really? Why? Sanders had 1,300 yards. Hurts had 800. They had massive weapons. Just the run game was more of a threat than the receivers on the numbers. That's why those guys are more decoys to me. The key loss to the offense has been the production in the backfield. Think about it for a second here. The year previous, Sanders had 1,300 yards, 11 touchdowns. Jalen had 11. You had like 25 touchdowns in 22. And what was it? 30, what was it? $3,000 in rushing? Am I right when I say that? You had like $3,000 in rushing between Sanders and Jalen, right? Something like that, or $2,000. It's something like $2,000 and 25 touchdowns in 22. That number came down to like what? 1,600. How many touchdowns did Swift have last year? Rushing the ball. 15? You lost 10 touchdowns out of your backfield and almost 700 yards rushing. And those 700 yards, Hurts was just 29-3. Dan, stop. 29-3? No, he's not 29-3. 9-8. Was it 14 or 13? 3, 11, 23, and 11. And last year, 11-6. He's 34-17. It's not 23 and not 29-3. Kellen has a track record of not committing to the run, and he doesn't run his quarterback much. No, Dak never really ran. You weren't 14-1. He had a stretch. Great. Last year, Allen had a stretch where he was 10-1 too. I don't bring that up. Who cares? Who cares? Mahomes is 15-3. Allen is 5-5 with a lucky win against the Dolphins. What? Dude, he's won in the last 3 years 35 ball games. Hurts is third with 33. Okay? Stops cutting the season up like a jackass. All right. We are going to reset. Sills, Hurts probably would have been a second round pick if he didn't have the year he had at Oklahoma. He wouldn't have been. Absolutely not. Remember something too. People are right. He wasn't drafted to be the starter ever. Wasn't drafted ever to be the starter in Philly, but that's not a big thing because a lot of quarterbacks. Russell Wilson wasn't really drafted in Seattle to be the starter up there, so that happens. All right. Xander, where are we in the likes? We're going to reset here. Where are we in the likes? Let's see where we are. 156. Guys, we need 44 more for 200. It'd be awesome if we could get up to 200. We need 44 likes. The legend, the Philly Godfather is going to join us. The man, the myth, the legend. I may have to calm him down a little bit. All right. But he's going to join us. That'll be at the bottom of the hour. He's going to try to make you some money during the playoffs. The NBA playoffs, by the way, Dallas and Boston. Who's watching? Who cares? I don't get it. Overselling that thing. Talk about NBA in the toilet. How in the world do you watch and support some? Dude, TNT. I don't know if you guys realize this. So TNT is not going to have the NBA anymore, right? They're going to invest in college football. It's the right thing to do. Why? This shows you how arrogant Charles Barkley and Shaq and Kenny Smith and Ernie are when it comes to that show. You think TNT is going to spend $3 billion for Inside the NBA when the entire league has lost 45% of their viewership since 2016? It's a losing proposition. So if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I'm going to spend it on college football. Something that actually gets me ratings. You want to hear something even crazier? Do you know that UFL? I'm sure some of you haven't even watched the UFL. You know they get higher ratings than the NHL does? It shows you the power of football. Shows you the power of football. It's a spring league. Barely anyone's watching it. They still get 1 million viewers. More than the NHL. Why in the world should TNT continue to throw money into a trash can and light it on fire? Why? I'm going to go get college football. Team up with ESPN and put games on TNT. Makes more sense. It's a money-generating profit, and it's a profit machine. Dude, you're crazy if you think, well, hey, it's really sad that Inside the NBA is not going to be around. It is. It's the best. That's the best pre- and post-game sports show in America, and it's not close. Even the NFL on Fox, it's a great show. But the product blows. You're fixing up a dog shit program with really good-looking wheels. Because the substance of the NBA is not watchable. You take LeBron and Steph Curry off the NBA right now, Tell me who the face of the league is coming up. Who's the face of the league? The two foreigners? I have no interest in watching that. Who, the guy in Dallas? Who plays like he's a soccer guy and flops around? And the guy in Denver? Who plays the same style, flops around like he's like Messi in a soccer game? Those guys, Joker and the guy in Dallas, and Hurt Embiid, are your faces of the NBA? I'm out. I'd rather watch college football. I'd rather watch college football. College football and the NFL are the two biggest sports. Wemby, another foreigner. Who cares? I don't care. Americans don't root for foreigners. We don't watch foreigners play in America. Roger Federer is one of the greatest tennis players of all time. Nobody cared. Rory McIlroy is a phenomenal golfer. Nobody cares. If you're not Tiger, if you're not DeChambeau, you're not one of them dudes, nobody cares. Why do you think Americans don't watch international soccer? Because nobody cares. Why do you think nobody cares about the Olympics anymore? Nobody cares. Nobody cares. What, skeet shooting? What, skeet shooting? You know the thing you shoot to play the clay pigeons and you get on your skis? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've done that. I did that in South Philly 3 years ago. I was shooting clay pigeons and I was on my skis. Come on, man. What are you, nuts? Right? Hey, Yale, you imagine Big Sills going through like, hey, Barb, going through South Philly. I got a gun on my back. I'd be tackled immediately. And here I am. I'm going through that, right? I take out my thing, I put the clay pigeon in the air, I shoot the damn thing, and I get back on my horse again. Or my skis again. I don't know. There's been a trend of foreign appeal in some areas. Caitlin is bringing the WNBA. She is. Did you see that, Forrest? How about this just to show, just to show you how my point is to a fact. So every single home game last year that LeBron James had at Staples, 18,009 something. Caitlin Clark shows up 2 Fridays ago, and she has almost 20,000 fans. So all the games that LeBron James played last year in the NBA or this past season didn't equate to her having the highest attendance game at Staples. She's a bigger star than LeBron. I'll say this to you, too. One last thing here before we take a timeout. One last thing about LeBron. Here's his failure why he'll never be the GOAT. LeBron James never brought ratings to the NBA like Jordan did. He never brought ratings. Nobody cared. Since 2016, LeBron James has been part of the biggest disaster in ratings history for a sport like the NBA. He's part of the reason that no one watches. The politics, the load management, the political messaging, the players not wanting to play 80 games anymore, are all contributing to nobody wanting to watch or care. And the foreign influence. Am I wrong? Don't say that too loud, though, because people will go after you for calling LeBron something or whatever. Great player. He had no impact on bringing fans to the game. None. Kobe had more. Kobe, in my opinion, was the last. Steph Curry, I'll take that back. Steph was the last player to bring viewers to a game. I think the NFL ending OTAs is a bad move. They're giving the rookies more time to get in trouble. Long off seasons leads more room for negligence. Hey, I'll tell you this, Monster. Yes. Yes. And how do you develop O linemen? How do you develop O linemen when you don't practice enough? It's remarkable what Jeff Stoutland does. It's remarkable. Utterly remarkable. Totally. All right, we're going to take a timeout. Remember, guys, we're trying to get to 200 likes. I appreciate you guys very much. Please hit the like button. We're going to reset. Keep it here, National Football Show.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.